I'm Tim. Welcome to Tim's Time. I know, terrible etiquette. Here we are starting a new week together, and I'm chomping on an apple. Getting ready for our first week of Awana and excited about a whole bunch of things that are going on, including a new year of children learning the Bible and all. So as you say your prayers at 4:32 or whatever 32 it is that you do it, please remember our Awana commanders, our leaders, workers, volunteers, anybody who has anything to do with our children. Not only that, it's a new Sunday school year. You're going to want to lift up our Sunday school teachers and those who work not only with children but with adults as well. And now, to the apple. Sometimes I just got to take a break and slow down, and that's what I want to talk to you about. Last week we talked about recipes, God's formula, or at least some elements or ingredients of de-stressing. And so let me just give you a quick little jingle. First, get a grip. That's right, get a grip. Now, get a grip has negative connotations. I realize this. I grew up in the home with three sisters, and they might say, just turn to me, why don't you get a grip? Or many other phrases to let me know they were displeased with something I was doing or something I was saying. But I don't necessarily mean get a grip in a negative way. I do, however, mean use the phrase get a grip referring to some self-assessment. You see, life is full of stress, and there are time and tension points and opposition, as well as good times and good things, and many of the sources of our stress or opposition points come from without, and they're going to be there. And there's not a formula I can give you or a verse I can refer to in the Bible or any principle that I can introduce to you to save you from opposition and difficulty and stress and tension. So when I talk about God's way of dealing with anxiety and worry, be anxious for nothing. Remember that verse from last week? I'm not referring to removing all the stuff out there. However, let's be honest. Let's get a grip. Much of our frantic pace and hurried state is our own, and we cause it. Week before, I was on my way back from an appointment, and on my way back to the church office, there was an appointment waiting for me, when suddenly that magical announcement came on my car dash, very low on fuel. That's the Ford Fusion's way of saying, listen, nutcase, you're about to run out of gas. And I looked down and I checked my little range button. I had a range of about 20-something miles or so, 30 miles, whatever it was. And I knew I need to stop. But I immediately went into a panic, zigzagging in and out of traffic, frustrated with drivers behind me, angry because I'm running late and I don't have time to stop and get gas, and who in the world has time for this, and my world is overloaded. I've got to get back, and I've got to meet so-and-so, and I have to get my sermon finished. I don't have that ready, and I don't have my PowerPoint in yet, and oh my goodness, I was supposed to write something for someone this morning and I didn't get that done. And Tim's Time, the camera's set up, they're waiting for me to film it. And that's not even covering my personal stuff. Like this mop, as my dad used to call it, is too thick and needs to be cut. I haven't made an appointment. I've got to pay car taxes. And you get the idea because you live in the same world that I do. And so I'm frantic, frustrated, and I know my blood pressure is up when suddenly I realize, or I remember, a conversation that occurred between a young pastor and the late Dallas Willard. The young pastor is accepting a call to a mega church in the Chicago area, and so he calls up Dallas Willard, one of his mentors, and he asks, what pieces of advice would you give me about moving to a huge city working in a mega church. And I've never forgotten these words, and I've shared them with our congregation on many occasions. He asked, "What would you say? I've got a paper, I've got a pen, I'm ready to write." And Dallas Willard said, "You must deliberately and ruthlessly eliminate hurry from your life." Let me say that again. You must deliberately and ruthlessly eliminate hurry from your life. And the young pastor wrote that down and he said, "Okay, what's next?" And Dallas Willard responded, "There is no next. You must deliberately and ruthlessly eliminate hurry from your life." I've never forgotten those words. I haven't always lived them out, but I've never forgotten them. And so I'm pulling into the gas station about this time, and I decide to do a little experiment. I time myself from the moment I pull into the gas station up to the pump until I'm back in the car, turn the car back on, and clear the little fuel gauges and mile per gallon gauges. You know what I'm talking about on my dash. I time myself. I got $20 worth of gas, however many gallons that was. Guess how long it took me? 1 minute and 22 seconds. No, wait. 1 minute and 22 seconds. Now, hear me. And I'm speaking to me. If your life is so jam-packed that you don't have margin for 1 minute and 22 seconds worth of refueling your car, and you got some issues. You need some margin in your life. You need some boundaries in your life. You know what you need to do? You need to do what I did. So I remembered all the conversation between the young pastor and Dallas Willard. I remembered the reference point for that for me. I went back when I got back to the church. I met with the person I needed to meet with. Then I pulled down the book, reread the story, some of the application statements, and then took a walk and picked me up an apple. And just decided, you know what, I need to eliminate some hurry in my life. How about you? Is it time for an apple or two? Or another piece of fruit? Or an unplugged session? Listen, if we're going to overcome worry, stress, and anxiety, we must, together, deliberately and ruthlessly eliminate hurry from our lives. Most of the hurry that we feel is in here and in here. Get a grip. Take a look. Have a great week. Enjoy your apple.